Now to the other big story this morning, the economy and those new job numbers. First, the good news. There was a huge drop in the unemployment rate, down to 9%. Just 2 months ago, it was at 9.8%, making this the biggest two-month drop in more than 50 years. But here's why there's little celebrating. Take a look at this. In October, 171,000 jobs were added. Then in November, 93,000 jobs were created. December brought 121,000 jobs. It seemed that momentum was really building for a recovery. But then these new numbers out yesterday. Only 36,000 jobs added in January. That's far less than was expected. So what happened? The main factor was the continuous onslaught of bad weather, keeping employers and job seekers apart. But of course, there's much more to this story. So let's bring in John Hilsenrath, Chief Economic Correspondent for the Wall Street Journal, who's joining us live this morning from Washington. Good morning, John.
Hey, Bianna, how are you?
Good. John, I do want to begin by asking about this confusing report, because for over a year, economists have said we need to see 200 to 300,000 jobs added each month to see a significant decline in the unemployment rate. Well, we have seen a significant decline in the unemployment rate, but that's coupled with lackluster job creation. Is it really all about the weather that's causing this?
Well, you know, there's a lot of movement in and out of the job market every month. And one of the reasons the unemployment rate is falling is because people are leaving the labor force for a variety of reasons. Some people are going back to school. Some people are taking early retirements. That's helping to pull the unemployment rate down. But I think the big picture here, the big story here, is that everything's moving in the right direction. The unemployment rate is coming down. We are seeing job gains, as you just pointed out, for 4 months in a row. I think the point we're at right now is the economy is finally starting to grow enough, corporate profits are growing enough, that this recovery is getting traction, and the job market is improving. And I think that's something that we could all be encouraged about right now.
Well, but how big of a factor was weather for the month of January? Is that a main reason why we didn't see more jobs added to the economy?
That was a factor. January is always a very hard month to read, not only because of weather, but because you have a lot of shifts in the market right after the Christmas holidays, a lot of people coming in and out of the labor force because of retail employment, for instance. And then the Labor Department makes some adjustments to its measurements of this overall size of the population. I don't get hung up in these month-to-month changes. It's really what you just did, which is the right thing, which is to focus on the trend. The trend is improving, and frankly, I think 2011 is going to be one of the best years we've had in more than half a decade, because we're starting to get traction in a lot of areas. Well, the stock market is up. Exports are rising. Things are starting to improve.
Yeah, things are starting to improve. The stock market had a great month in January. Retail sales are up. Consumer confidence is up. But, John, it really is all about the jobs. And at what point does this become a jobless recovery when we still see these lackluster numbers? 36,000 is not a good number.
You know, what we've tended to see after the last two recessions, in 1990 and then in 2001, is employers are very slow, very reluctant to hire until they see corporate profits rising, until their own confidence comes up. It could take a year, 2, 3 years for that to happen. I think it's starting to kick in. We're not going to see really fast improvement. It's going to be this slow grind. It's going to be unsatisfying for a lot of people. But, you know, it's better than the unemployment rate rising. You know, we're still going to have unemployment of more than 8% probably by the end of the year. But at least it's going down. We were at 9.6% just a couple months ago, as you said.
Well, let's hope for a better February. John, good to see you. Have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks a lot.